Hello, Serge here, back on the back porch. And clipboard, we have a question. This one comes from Pat Gordon of Albuquerque, New Mexico, who came to one of our golf schools at Orange County National, as he implies here in his question to Greg and me. And he starts off by saying, "Hi Greg, I sure enjoyed meeting and working with you at the school, at the Surges School in Orlando, March 31, April 2. When I take my stance, knees bowed and preloaded heavy right, knees bowed, preloaded heavy right. Do I use this stance for both woods and irons?" Good question. Or do I preload right with just the woods? I find it difficult to get to my left side with the irons from the bowed knees, lots of fat iron shots. Would raising my right heel before starting my downswing help with getting my weight to the left side? Any comments would be appreciated. Again, Pat Gordon. Pat, I guess I'll use my patented Surgism about different things in the golf swing. Does the ball know you've changed clubs? No, it doesn't know it. If you're trying to hit a regular normal golf shot, which we want to hit relatively straight, solid and relatively straight, you're preloaded heavy right with every club in the bag. So the key becomes now with your knees bowed outward, which we just say get them wide knees over the ankles with a little bit of outward pressure and get preloaded heavy right. That's just the same thing as if you were going to stand here and say, okay, all I want to do is just get to my right side so I can pick my left foot up. That's how much that I move. I just move my center just to tweak to the right, maybe an inch. The belt buckle went about an inch, and I pick my foot up. So that's when I get preloaded heavy right. Now the key becomes you're hitting fat shots. So what that's going to point me to is the fact that I think you might be pointing yourself incorrectly as far as aiming to the target. Because the surge swing, and we worked on this at your school, starts with a lateral left shift, or as I call it, a bump, a shift or a slide. And we know that that shift becomes when I stand here and I turn just a little bit here. That little bit of turn I come here, when I transition, that's where it goes. So the bump goes. You do not get that little bit of turn even when we hold our knees wide and then turn back, because if you did, notice my hands coming out. The only thing that drops the club straight down, the hands and club pulls them straight down, is a lateral shift to the left, lateral left shift if you're a right-handed golfer. Throwing down the line, which is actually towards the target, and then you start turning out of the way once the shift transitions away, transfers away from the back foot to the right foot and goes and transfers to the left foot, your forward foot, and once it reaches there, that's when you turn and stand up, swing up and stand up. So what I'm figuring is instead of being parallel left, you're probably aimed to the right. Now when you're aimed to the right, you're even farther out to the right when you make your transition, your bump, which means now if you're trying to hit the ball straight, you'd be hitting the ball out towards the right field, so to speak. And so somehow, because we're all basically trying to hit the ball straight, relatively straight, rather than a hook, the only chance you got from this position is you would have to do what? You'd have to flip the club over a lot quicker and a lot more to try to hit it out there and put a hook on it and bring it back to the target. But you're not trying to do that. You're trying to hit it straight. So once you've by aiming out to the right and you've made your shift relative to your target, you're way forward of the ball relative to the target, and your body is in the way between your hands and your arms. So you have to get your body out of the way, which would turn really late. And either way, if you turn really hard, that's going to push your way backwards, or you just simply start to slide backwards just a little bit. When you release your arms, you're going to be too far back in many cases, throwing your hands and the club at the ball prematurely because you're trying to get it to where it's going to be straight down the line, and I think that's where your chunks are coming from. So I think your alignment is probably your biggest obstacle right here to hitting those shots correctly. You asked if you should pick your right foot up a little bit faster, your back foot up a little bit more before you start the downswing. I think if you are aligned improperly and you start coming off your foot more soon and bringing the foot up too soon, you'll be going down, jumping forward of the ball even more, which will either be so far ahead you got to throw the club at the ball to try to hit it, which is still going to hit the tops, or maybe even pull out of the shot a little bit to try to pull your body up and out of the way and throw the club at the ball again. You could toe chunk them or thin them and even top them. So I think the answer is alignment and keep making a good golf swing. And I think that'll give us all the situations you need to help yourself. Again, as we know, the Surgism for alignment is 90 to 95% of all swing problems arise out of alignment. And so, yes, you aim preloaded heavy right with every club in the bag when you're hitting normal shots, but Alignment, alignment, alignment. Don't play golf without it. And I think if you check that, Pat, you're going to find that is the big culprit causing all these issues. Again, one last thing might be, maybe check your ball position. Your ball position could be a little bit back, which would get you to have to release Surly again, which could hit him chunky. And again, just as much could be if the ball's too far forward and you have and by the time you're releasing the club early and hitting the ball chunky because the ball's in the wrong place, it's too far forward. So you could check that too. But I'd put my money on alignment. Okay, Pat, well, and all of you, that's it for the search for today, talking about preloaded heavy right and the importance of the never-ending concept of alignment. Well, for the back porch, that's it for the search today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.